Hi. I always forget to turn the camera on. So just yeah, just let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. Hi Shira. Lots of you on Instagram today. Patty. Okay, I'm going to do some housekeeping then to start with. So today we've got a giveaway. So if you type win in the comments, you could win £20 to spend in the store, and I'll actually draw a random winner at the end of the stream. So I am going to try and stick to an hour today. I've got you're going to have to forgive me because I've got a migraine, so I kind of feel like a little bit bleh, and I'm a bit flat. Hello everyone. Hi Christine, Barbara, Patty, Diane on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining me. Yeah, get your wins in. So just type win in the comments, whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. We draw it from all three. So just let us know where you are. Well, don't let us know where you are. Just type win. See, I'm going a bit gaga. I've had medication, so anything could happen today. Gosh, lots of people on Instagram. Thank you everyone for joining me. Loads of you. So yeah, Patty, well done. You're in. Win, Shira, Jazzy Jeff, you're in as well. Just all you've got to do is just type win in the comments and you can win a voucher for £20, which if you're in the States is over $30. So that is quite a big win to do that. Just as well, just name checking a few people. I'm not going to keep doing it. It gets a bit boring, doesn't it? Crafty Field, Fiona, hi. Maz is here. Shira's here. A few of you have hopped on. Oh, yeah, I can see. Ah, it's showing me who's on YouTube and Instagram today in my comments. That's cool. That's a new feature which is making my job a lot easier. So that's cool. So, yeah, we've got everyone. YouTube's, Instas, Facebooks. How are you all anyway? Are you all having a nice Sunday? As I say, I apologise now if I'm like a little bit flat. I feel really sick. So I've had my migraine meds. So they do weird things to me. There's a few side effects. So it makes me like a little bit doolally. I'll probably drop everything as well. It makes me really clumsy. Anyway, so make sure you get your win in. Hi, Siv. Hello from Norway. Jacqueline's here as well. So, let me just turn this off so it's not annoying you too much. And just to remind you as well, we've got a code today, which is live15. So you can get 15% off your order when you spend over £25 in the store. So, you know, £25 basically buys you a stamp and a die set and some extras. So, you know, that's also a good discount. So don't forget to use that as well. It actually ends tomorrow. So make sure you use it because it's just for the live. So, and if you want to get reminders for our lives, which are meant to be every Sunday at this time, every Sunday at noon UK time, then if you head to the webpage, to the homepage of the website, there is actually a little thing that says live stream reminders, and you can just sign up and I'll send you a reminder every week for that. Okay, we don't use it for anything else, it's just literally for the live reminders. So anyway, thanks everyone for joining me. Yeah, it's an okay day today. It's kind of a bit and that's kind of how I feel. So let's do some crafting, shall we? I'm not going to ramble on too much. Obviously, last week Chris is laughing, saying I'm not going to ramble too much because I've already rambled. I'm letting everybody join. It's only just 12 o'clock. Honestly, man. It's a bit hungover today, I think. Aren't you? You're a bit hungover? I think you are. But anyway, never mind. Sana's in and Wendy's here. Hi. So last week, as you know, we had massive new release, the Summer Garden release, which is just absolutely gorgeous. So we kind of went through all the products and everything. It was like huge. So that was pretty much all we did. So today I really want to make sure that we can get some demos in. And the first, I'm going to swap off. Oh, I've rigged up a new camera today. I'm dead proud. So let me see if it's going to work. Where's my cursor gone? Oh no, cursor thing again. Why does it keep doing this? Oh. I keep sharing my screen to Chris and my cursor keeps vanishing. Right, okay. Here, look, new camera angle, which hopefully is going to work quite well. So, what I want to show you today is, first of all, one of the things I want to use from the new release, because I'm totally in love with it, is these flower stamps. Now, Chris is going to leave you some links in the comments if you are interested in getting these. So basically, it's actually a couple of different sets. So we haven't had any flower dies for a really long time, but we're in dire need of them. So there are some more coming as well, so watch out for those. They'll probably be coming, I think, maybe in the next week, and they are gorgeous. You're going to love those as well. So the first ones I've got here, I know I showed you these last week, but these are the ones I'm going to actually show you today. So let's swap over. Oh, that was a bit slick, wasn't it? I'm getting quite good at this lately. Right, okay, get that off. Okay, so these are called the Pretty Flowers one die, and you get 5 of these in the set. And basically what you can create are these gorgeous flowers here, which if I show you, this is what you can make with these, and they're just absolutely stunning. I absolutely love these to death. So I thought what I would do is just show you how I make these. Very simple, really, but you know, maybe you don't know how to kind of get this look. So I'm just gonna like get straight on with this. Hello to everyone else that's joining us. Lots and lots of you today. So thank you, everyone. So we'll get on, and I'm just going to show you how you can make your flowers look this gorgeous. And look, these are so dimensional, but obviously if you want them flat, then you can make them flat as well. And it's up to you how many layers you want to put in these ones. This one I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 layers in this, but there's actually 5 dies, so you could actually just, you know, use all 5 if you want to. So this is the actual stamps themselves. It's not stamps, the dies. So you can see these are a good size. So this is like a good 2.5 inches, I would say. Whoops, everything's magnetic. So yeah, a 2.5 inch die for the largest one, and then the smallest one is basically 1 inch. God, honestly, I love magnetic things, but sometimes it drives you nuts, doesn't it? Okay, let's get all them off. And then whilst we're here and looking at these, I'm going to show you the Leafy Fronds dies as well, which are also gorgeous. So this is called Leafy Fronds. And basically you're getting 3 dies in here. It's the same leaf, if you like, but 3 different configurations and sizes. And so this is what you can actually create with this. And again, just really nice. Let me just see if I can just change that camera a little bit. It's just a little bit, looks a little bit out of focus, but I can't. It is in focus because my hands are pretty much in focus, but anyway, I'm not going to mess around too much. So yeah, and then you can actually just kind of tie them all together. You can layer them. Gorgeous. These are going to be really good for Christmas because this is quite a universal leaf and it looks quite mistletoe-y. So this is going to really combine in with all your poinsettias and your holly and all of that as well. So you're going to absolutely love these. I am completely addicted to using these. So let me get that out of the way. Oh, let me find somewhere to put that. Okay, so I have already cut these out. just before I came on the live, just so that we saved a little bit of time. So I don't know about you, but when I'm die cutting, I cut, you know, when I die cut, and I kind of have a bit of a session. So I literally just make as many as I can, because it just saves time later, doesn't it? If you're going to do something, then, you know, do it in a batch, and then you've got loads, and you're not always messing around having to find the dies and do all of that palaver. So I am just going to pull in here. I'm going to just bring in my ink pads, okay? Okay, so I'm using my Distress ink station. So if you've not seen this before, it's just awesome. So this is actually made from MDF, and you get it in just 2 pieces. The top glues to the bottom, and basically, here's a different version. So there's 4 different versions. These 2 are obviously for your Distress oxides, and then there's 2 rectangular ones for all your rectangle dies, ink pads. Now, you've got a little circle here, and I'm sorry, I know lots of you have already seen these, but we've got lots and lots of new people today who probably haven't seen these. Yeah, show one how to make one sample. I'm going to. So, and then basically, so they come as wood. So you're going to get MDF wood. You can paint these how you want. Because I'm using this for my picked raspberry, I actually just colorized the front of it with the pink ink pad. And all you do is you just literally glue the base to the top. And that means then that you can actually hold your brushes in. That'll fit our detail brush. And then the real game changer for me with this, because this is why I invented it, I was sick of getting ink from my lids onto my projects and onto my desk when I was working. So this is why I actually made this. And then obviously we've got the triple here, so it's not too big for your desk, but it means that you've got everything organised, and you can just literally organise it as you wish. So look, if I just show you how my desk is, this is how it just sits on my desk. And what I really like is you can actually stack them up as well. So, you know, obviously you don't want, it would just be impossible to have one for every single colour of ink that you've got. So I just stack up my colours. So when I'm starting to craft, like these are all my yellows and oranges here, and I just get my ink pads and I stack them up, and then I can just, like, you know, because you can still use them like this when they're stacked. And I didn't realise when I kind of designed it, you know, that I was going to use it this way, but it is how I use it. So, you know, because you don't want your desk cluttered, do you? So let's find, where's my, yeah, so there's my green there. Just going to clean that up and put that away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab an embossing tool, and I know lots of you kind of know this already, but we have new crafters all the time, and not everyone does know how to do everything, you know, or sometimes it's, you know, it might be that you've just not thought about doing it this way. And you know, I personally, this is how I've always done my flower dies, and I find that it really kind of elevates them and makes them look a bit more special. So I've just got a spongy mat here, a bit of foam, and then I'm just going to kind of rub in the middle. Now what I tend to do, I see a lot of people doing this, okay, and then they turn it over and they do that, and that's fine, but you kind of don't need to do the petals all in one go. Now on this die you actually do have embossed lines on it, so I want to kind of be quite gentle with it. So what I tend to do is I put it in my hand like this, and I just literally use the biggest bottle tool you've got, and also I want it to be quite curved on the actual edge. Now this is quite a thick card that I've used. It's a 160 GSM, so you know it's quite thick. It's not a paper, so you get a really nice bend. But what I do is I do go around those outside edges, and then I take the smaller ball and I actually come in and literally press it in like that, okay? So it's up to you how you do it. I think we all do it differently, but this is how I like to do mine. So I go in the middle. Oh, it doesn't matter, you could go around the outside. You know, some people, if I didn't have the embossed lines, I would literally, you know, you could go into the center of each petal like this, and you can be quite robust. Like I say, this is you know, quite a thick card. It's a paper virgin on a card, if you like. But look, I've kind of creased it, and I don't really want that. So, I mean, it doesn't matter too much. But then you can just kind of keep doing them. So, you're going to keep doing that with all your different sizes. And then when you've actually done that, I need to do some. I thought I had some made, but I haven't. Okay. Bear with me. So look, I've got, that's my largest, smallest, where's the next one? 3, 4, and then there's a little tiny one. Where's the little one? I'm missing one there. Little tiny one there. Okay. So, now, if you want to elevate it a bit, this is how you can do that. So I'm just going to get peeled paint. I really like this colour for this. Because I feel like it's just the right shade of ink. So I'm just using my detail brush because it's nice and small and I can get lots of details in there. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to colour the centre. So just a little bit of ink, not too much, you really don't need a lot, and it's so quick to do. So I'm just going to colorise this centre. And you can see already that this, by doing this, it actually looks like this is what real white flower. If you look at a white flower, they've always got a tint in the centre. It might be pink, it might be green. Most often than not, it's actually this yellowy green colour. So, you know, you don't want to come out too far. I mean, it's up to you, but I like mine to be quite subtle. So just swirl in the centre. And this is why I love these detail brushes. They're just fab. Okay, so I can get rid of my brush back over there. So let's go back to here then. So now, yes, I might get a little bit of ink transference onto my hand, but I'm not too worried because it'll go on the back. Okay, so that's one. So you're just using the contour of your own hand. Oh, sorry. You're using the contour of your hand and then come back in onto your foam mat and then just layer. And you can see as we start to do these, let me just angle that camera a bit differently. You're not seeing everything. There you go, that's better. Okay, so upside down. And the reason I love doing it this way is it's just so quick. So you're not having to, and also the smaller the flower gets, the smaller my ball tool gets as well. Can I show how to cut out flowers from the die? I can, if you really want me to. Yeah, I can do. Okay, so that there is pretty much it. So all I need now is just some glue. Okay, and we're just going to glue the back of these. So you need to just add that so that you've got an overlap, so that the petals aren't all sitting in a line. And I know this is kind of pretty much, you know, self-explanatory for those of us that are, you know, seasoned, serious crafty addicts, but we do get people, new people all the time, and it's important to show these things. And also, like I say, sometimes I think we get a little bit complacent and we forget you know, certain techniques, we get in a rut and we get so that we use all the same things all the time. We do all of the same stuff constantly because we like it, and then I think we lose sometimes the reasons why we started crafting. Now look, I've got some here, and this is annoying me because this is all lined up and it doesn't look very nice. So make sure that you kind of just rotate those leaves. You don't want them lined up because it kind of looks weird. It looks a bit fake. I'm just going to pull that one off. Okay. Now this has gone quite flat. So what I would do is I would really lift this up and I would probably shape it some more. And then this one, because this is a little tiny one, what I'm going to do, actually I need a different mat. So this sponge I'm using is actually quite soft. This one is, you can tell, this one's a lot harder. So this one, I can actually mould it a bit better and I'll get more of a curve on this because I actually want it to kind of really curl and be almost like a little, do you see what I mean? It's kind of like really kind of popped up then. And if you want to, you know, to keep that in place, just add a little dab of glue in the middle and then just pinch it at the back, and it kind of creates like almost like a little bud in the center. Now I've got, because flowers are not uniform, so the less uniform you make them, the more realistic they'll actually look. So let's put another little dab in there. And that then kind of is closing that up as if it's like a proper bud. And then once you've done that, you can kind of come back and shape it all again. So, like I say, that's a full one with 5. Now, what I'd like is, I feel like I need another one around the outside edge of there. I think it would look nicer like that, okay? But it's completely up to you. So I think it looks nicer if you actually have it so it's actually a circle. You see what I mean? Where you've got 5 petals poking out. I like to put an extra one in there. Now, the other thing is, I actually like just using 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you know, it's completely up to you, and it's up to you how you do these. If you want to add a little bit more colour, you could put a little bit of pink around the edge as well, which would look really pretty. So it's completely up to you. Just going to show. Okay, a couple of you asking about your orders. They should be coming out tomorrow or Tuesday. We had a little bit of a disaster week where a couple of things broke, and so we've been a bit late dispatching orders. So apologies for that. But yeah, they are. Chris is on it, and we're actually working all day. We were working all day yesterday, all day today. Basically, it's if you ordered chipboard or any MDF, the machine broke this week. So if you've ordered those items, which a lot of you did, I know a lot of you were ordering the chipboard and the MDF, we've not been able to cut them all. So the machine only got fixed on Friday. So yeah, so apologies. So look, this is what happens when you actually start to add the leafy fronds. So let me do it on there. Look how pretty this is. Just absolutely gorgeous. And with these, you can layer these. So this is why there's 3 different sizes. So you can actually start to layer them up, make your own little bouquets. Completely up to you how you want to do this. But they're just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Absolutely love these. And also you can extend them if you want to as well. So look, if you wanted a longer branch like that, and you can make sprays with them. So really, I know we all have flower dyes and we love them so much, but I think these are really special. So I really wanted to really show you kind of how nice these are, and then just use like little single flowers as well, and you could make a whole card. I would happily just send a whole card with that on. All you need is a little sentiment. For instance, if you had a little sentiment like that, how pretty would that be? Even on black card like that, I think it would look gorgeous. That would be really nice if you needed to send a sympathy card to someone, or a wedding card, maybe any kind of card really. These are going to work. They're just so elegant and pretty, but I like that you can do the colouring in the middle. It's not showing up very well on the camera. Let me show you a bit closer. There you go. You can see a bit better there. Sun's shining a little bit too much, but really pretty. So that is Pretty Flowers 1 dies and Leafy Fronds dies, okay? And if you want the happy birthday, that I'll show you that in a second. So I'm just going to move all them to a side. And also the other thing is with your Leafy Fronds, I actually inked these as well. So instead of just cutting them out, and that was what I was going to show you. So I actually double cut these earlier, just before the show. So let me just push these out, because this is another thing that a lot of people don't do, and it can really make quite a big difference. So just going to pull that out of there. And this is how good our dies are, that you can actually, I mean, this is Basil cardstock, so or American, it might be American Crafts actually. It's got a texture on it, so the fact that you can actually cut 2 at a time, apart from this bottom one where I didn't quite have it in the machine properly. But look, try this. This is another little trick if you want to kind of make your flowers stand out a little bit more as well. So if you say, for instance, you're doing this, look what happens when you actually kind of change the colours of the foliage. So mix and match different foliage colours. This is another great trick that I don't see a lot of people doing. But look, if you have, and work in threes, always 3 colours, don't go any more than that. It starts to look like, a bit too busy. But look what happens as soon as you start to actually mix those colours together. Just so pretty, really are. And do a colour with a smaller one. Do one colour and then change it and make it a smaller one, and just get that layering. Look how nice that is, just by changing your colours, swapping your colours around. It's just such a good little trick, and one that kind of you're either not aware of or people just forget to do. Okay, so let's move on. Let's do something else then. Half an hour in already. Crikey. Okay, so I will try and use those on my demo though that I'm about to do. Okay, so what shall we do then? The other thing I wanted to show you is our sorry, before I move on, I'm going to show you this because this is gorgeous. Okay, so using those same stamps and dies, I showed you this card last week, but how pretty is this? So Natalia's done it, look. So she's done the middle again, and then she's just inked with pink around the sides, and look, changing the colours of the leafy fronds. And what I love here that she's done, she's actually mixed blue and green ink together to colorise them. So you can kind of swap and change all of those around. Now, who's asking me to show how to cut flowers from the die? Okay, I'm going to do it on a small, this is my little tiny Gemini Mini, which I use all the time. Okay, let me grab some paper. I'll just quickly do this, just so that you can see them cut. Where's my scissors gone? This is another thing I love about our dies. Most of our dies you can actually cut on the little tiny machines as well. I tend not to make huge big dies. So where are they gone? Where have they gone? Okay. Where have my flowers gone? I'll put them somewhere. Oh, here, sorry. So on my Gemini Mini, all I'm literally going to do is just, where's my thing gone? So if you've not seen these, this is our Easy Lift wand and it's magnetic. Oh, now, it's not lifting that. That particular die has got glue on the back. So what this does, so if you're using magnetic sheets to store your dies, which I am here, look, okay, basically you need to use your wand. Again, I invented this because my nails are terrible. They're all breaky. You can see today they're not in very good condition at all. So basically you can just lift your magnets, get your magnet, and it just lifts your wand, and you're not having to get your fingernails under your wand or under your dies all the time. Excuse me. Now, it's not lifting this one because this one's actually got glue on the back. Can you see? It's got some glue. I wondered why it wasn't working earlier. But anyway, so let's try and get them 3 in together. And look, it's not going to cut, is it, when I'm doing it that way around? So this is for whoever it is that's asking. I think you must be a new crafter. Okay. Oops. You can see how strong they are. Okay, so we're just going to put our paper or cardstock on the top. Now you can see my folder here is like a banana. So just excuse it while and excuse the shaking of the camera. I keep forgetting to move the camera off the desk. So then, basically, this has cut those shapes from your cardstock, and then I use my die to then lift that out. My wand, rather. Sorry, I told you I would be like saying all the wrong words. I've got a migraine and I've had medication, so it kind of confuses me a little. So look, then you can just pop that out, and that's basically it. That's how well they cut. They're going to go through your little Gemini Mini, okay? And that's all you need to do. So you're asking, is this Punchcraft? I kind of suppose it is, but Punchcraft tends to be really, these aren't punches, these are actually metal dies. So these go through a die. You need a die cutting machine similar to the Gemini Mini, or I've got the Gemini, I've got all 3 Geminis actually, different sizes. Okay, so I think that's explained it for you. I think you're a new crafter. Okay, so let's move on and let's actually make something. So make sure you get your little die cutting ones, your magnetic ones. These come in 2s, and these are a nail lifesaver. If you spend money on a manicure, you need these, okay? Because they're just absolutely awesome. And what I do is, not only do you take them off, but I find that they're really good for actually putting it back down, because then you can just do that and you're not actually using your nails at any point. You're not getting your nails, and look, it just literally takes them off. I've got a magnetic mat here, and you know, instead of going like this trying to get them off your mat all the time, you know, you just like that, they just sit on my desk permanently. And like I say, you get 2. Cheap as chips, must have. Okay, so let's make something. So I wanted to, and that's another card using those flowers as well. So gorgeous. And also, this is the other thing is, you know, put your little embellishments in. So these are the new enamel dots that we've just had in. First time we've had these. And these are lovely. So look, I was going to show you these and I forgot. But look, we've got new enamel dots. So these are gorgeous, perfect for the centre of your flowers. And these all colour coordinate with the whole collection. So specifically made for us, you get a pack of 2. You can either buy them as one or you get a good deal on a pack of 2 of those. So let's make, what else are we going to make? Let me see. I think we will make something with our new greenhouse dies. So for a really long time, so I'm not going to do any stamps today. Well, I might do a little bit of stamping, I don't know. So let's see our new greenhouse dies. So I told you it was a massive collection. So this is the greenhouse die set. There are stamps that go with this, so I'll just show you, just in case you weren't here last week, because I think we've got a lot of new people. So basically we have 3 new stamp sets, which are all garden themed. So this one is All the Dirt, and you can see it's got gardeners know all the dirt. And you've got all these cool tools, watering can, little gloves, or a Wellington boot, plants and things like that. You've got dies that cut them, that's to match. Then we've also got the garden therapy. So all these 3 sets all work together. This one is more about your larger elements like your wheelbarrow, your ladder, fence, and things like that. And then we've got the birds and butterflies, which is, you can tell I've used this one quite a bit. So this one has like gorgeous flowers, a bird on a branch, this gorgeous bike, and again lots of sort of flowery elements. You've got vegetables and all sorts of different things in there as well. So this is the greenhouse die, as I said. So this is much bigger than it looks on the packaging. So look, it looks that big on the packaging. In real life, it's that big. So nice big die, and then you're also getting the foliage that goes with it. So let's just make something with this. So I'm going to grab, let's just make a little card. Okay, so I'm going to, where's the creasy? Oh, there it is. I can't see for looking today. Okay, so I'm going to just make my card. So this is quite a big card, an A5. And then we've already cut, or Christine kindly cut this for me already. So, in fact, look, let's make it, I don't want that big card, I want this little one. That's it. So, I'm going to put, let me see, what we're going to do. I think we will just use, let's make a little background scene here. So I'm going to just grab a couple of stencils. So where are we? I've got 2 stencils here. Okay, so here I've got our long grass stencil. So I'm going to just use this. In fact, I'll use that last. Bear with me. There we go. Sorry, I'm struggling to find what I need in the box. You're all very quiet. So this is the Fluffy Cloud stencil. Don't forget, you've got to enter win in the comments, and you could win a £25 $30 voucher, and you can use code LIVE15 at the checkout and get 15% off your order. I'm just going to turn that back on across the top of the screen. Okay, and let's just put that on there for a second. I'll turn it off in a minute because I know it's a bit annoying, but just to remind you all. So these stencils, you get both of these in the set, and basically you're going to be able to create lots of different sort of fluffy clouds. They create great hedges. You can create trees with them, waves, all sorts of different patterns. So I'm just going to use, let's go this way. So I'm just going to grab my ink pad. So if there's anything you want me to show you from the collection, then just let me know. So what I do here is this isn't just 2 stencils, don't forget. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different edges, but if you turn them over, they're actually reversed. So you actually have 8 different edges, and then you've got 2 clouds in the middle as well that you can use too. So really, really useful. So how I like to kind of do them is I just do a little bit of a cloud in there, and then I just kind of rotate them. So we do have other stencils similar to this in the store as well, but I'm using these 2 today. Okay, so you can start to create just this really, really nice scene, and even if you just use the same one, just angle it and you can get completely different look. Now also this then creates hedges too. So I'm going to take the other one, and this time I'm going to use my peeled paint again. And I don't want a lot of colour on here, but I just want a little bit. Oh, it's a bit much maybe, but I'm just going to add that there. And then if I actually colour into here and then grab my grass, this will, and the trick with this one is to actually swipe up, okay, because it's got, you actually get the mask and the stencil together. In fact, I've used it the wrong way around, but never mind. Okay, so let me get rid of this. Okay, so look, we've now got kind of that grass at the bottom. Now this could almost look like it was a beach if you change your colours around. And then what I'm going to do here, because I used like the negative of it, I'm going to actually use the positive. So this time I'm going to change my ink pad over. So I'm going to go to Twisted Citron. Okay, and then this time I'm going to swipe the other way, and this is going to give me that negative effect, or the positive effect if you like, that I should have done first time. I always do that. When I have a mask and a stencil, I always end up using the mask and get the negative instead of the other way around. And then by sweeping that down, now we've kind of got that double. So we've got that long grass effect. As simple as that. Nice and quick and easy. Okay, let's push them out of the way. So, I've already cut the greenhouse. Now we've cut this out of holographic, which is, you know, unusual for me. But basically it's going to work. So this is going to be my mat, and I think what I might do here, I don't know, I'm not quite sure how to do this. I can't quite decide. I'm going to glue this down though and actually make something, because you know what I'm like, I never actually finish something, do I? So have you all got crafty plans today? Are you all crafting? I hope you're all going to go and craft after this. So this is quite a big die, this one. So I quite like the fact that it's going to hang off the edge, maybe. Is it going to hang off the, yeah, let's do it kind of like this. Now, I've got here some vellum, and what I could do is kind of make a wrap and just kind of push this back a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is I want to make this actually look like it's got frosted glass in it. So I'm going to cut this out. Okay. So let's now, let me see, what's the best way of doing this? I think I'm gonna glue. So I want it to go along. So if you're using vellum, don't forget you don't want your glue to show through. So just kind of be a bit sparing with it. Okay. And I'm going to stick it down from this side so I can see what I'm actually doing, because I want to cut it out once it's actually applied. And then this is going to look like that kind of frosted greenhouse kind of look. Like that. Okay, and that's going to give us a bit of a different look. So now when we actually apply that, we're kind of getting rid of a lot of the background, but it really doesn't matter because we're going to actually decorate that. Okay, so let's get busy with some bits. So I've already cut all of my bits here. Oh, Christine has. Thanks, Christine, for doing that for me. Okay, so we've got, as I said, we've got all these like little, well, they're not little actually. Got all this extra foliage, which again would be really cool to use with your flowers. Swiss cheese plant here, or like a palm plant. We call it Swiss cheese, but it's like a palm plant. So, you know, you've got lots of different things that you can do with these. Now I'm going to grab a couple of different ink pads here, I think. And let's just grab a different colour brush. The brush is gone. There we go. So I'm using Rustic Wilderness here because it's a little bit darker. So I want to do these dark. So completely up to you, obviously, how you want to colour these. You could be colouring them with Copics, with pencils, watercolours, up to you entirely. Okay, so I always like to go in threes, and then I'm going to bring in my Twisted Citron, and again, you know, this is how I like to do it. I like to, like we did with the fronds, I like to break up the colours. Things in nature are not just one colour, so, you know, mix your colours if you can and if you want to. So look, they look fab now. They look pretty cool. So that's those ones, and then we've got some other little ones. I might do them all. I don't know. We might not need them all. Okay, we've got these ones. There's two there. So I think these will go a bit lighter. And you just mix in, you know, stick to 3 colours. The 3 colour rule will always work for you. Okay, so if you know, just stick to those 3. See, I'm mixing peel paint now in with these ones. And then just as another little tip, if you feel like you want a bit of a bit different colour in with your foliage, this is a really good tip and this is something I do all the time. Peacock feather, okay? So this is like a greeny blue. So if you literally add some of this in, it will absolutely match. And you can actually use it to go quite, you know, radical really with your colours. Just a little bit on each one maybe, but I don't want to recolour these because I do want them to be quite dark. Okay, let's have a clean up. Right, so I'm just going to grab my spongy cloth and get rid of that. Okay, so now we can start to kind of look at what we're going to do here. So now, if we put these behind, this is the look that I wanted, look. Can you see? So it actually does look like it's in a they're in a greenhouse. So we can, I don't know where to position it. I think I might do it a little bit further up there. So I could have one down here, so you can just see it kind of poking through. It's just something different, a slightly different way of decorating. Now, obviously it's a greenhouse, so we would have some foliage on the outside as well, I think. But equally, you know, you might want that on the inside too. So let's have this, oops, going up. Now, a little tip. Here's a good little tip. Okay, that I think I'll do. Decorate it on the inside. So, and then you can position it where you want it to be. So look, let's, and because it's a vellum, I'm going to just try and hide the glue behind the struts of the greenhouse. Okay. And it'll just make it easier to decorate, I think. So let's have them there. We'll put this one. And so obviously I'm gluing on the front side, but not too much. I don't want lots of glue. Let's do one there. We want one on the outside, so that's going to be my outsidey one. And then let's put this one there. Okay, so if we turn that over, oh look, I've left one. So I'm just going to do that, hold it all in place. I'm quite liking that, it's looking good. So I'm just going to clean my hands. Okay. Just watching. Oh, Janet, sorry it wouldn't let you comment. I wonder why. It's a busy day. Lots of you watching. Thank you all. Lots of you across Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as well. So thank you all for joining me. It's lovely that you're all here. So look how it just starts to lift if you start to kind of add something else. I think I might actually put that one there as well. And then we've also got all our little flowers here too. So these are just fab now. We'll do these, I think, in a combo of yellow. Let's do, no, where's my little thing gone? Grab my pokey tool. Has anyone got any questions? You know, it's nice to do a demo. I haven't done one for ages because we always get sidetracked, or I get sidetracked. There's always so many things to show you, isn't there? We haven't even shown you the MDF yet from the MDF release. I think we'll do. I think I said I was going to do that this week, but anyway, I've got sidetracked as usual. Okay, so I'm just going to, again, second colour. Oops. Oh, flying about. And I'm going to add, actually, a bit of pink in here because I kind of want it, it's all kind of, I've used quite a yellowy green, so I want to kind of lift that a little bit. So let me just grab my pink. See, look, this is, look, I was just about to do it. I was about to put that inky lid down here, and this is actually for my sentiment. And this is why, look, I forget. This is why I need this. It's a bit different when I'm demonstrating because I kind of, I'm rushing a little bit. But look, I need this in there like that, and then it's not going to get everywhere. Let's see if we can go to a different angle. There we go. Okay. So this time I'm going to put some pink in the center. And it's just going to liven this up a little bit. Okay. That's all I need of that, actually, I think. And then I think I might grab I'm going to grab some of these and use these for my centres. Because these are the perfect colour. Where are we? So, little tiny... So you're getting 96 dots in here. They're all self-adhesive. So let's just put them in there. Now I'm not going to do all of them because some of them are going to be inside. And what I like here is that you can have different colour ones. So I think I'll just do 3. You don't want to waste them, do we? Okay. So again, I'm going to go on the inside to decorate this. So the ones where I've put the dots on, obviously I do want them to be showing. So, oops, wrong side. Okay, so the others, I'm just going to put a couple on the inside. Let's do one down there. And then, do you know, I don't know, because I've just lost a dot. Let's have a look. I'm going to just stick this down a little bit at the bottom just to secure it. It's one of those things that flips around a bit, so kind of don't want it. So thanks to Christine for giving me this idea. Oh look, there it is. Told you I lost one. I think it's because my ink is still a bit wet. So where shall we put our little flowers then? I think we can go up here. Let's have one there. Yep. I was about to glue them all the wrong way around and make it like really difficult for myself. Okay, on there. And one there, I think. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Don't know. Do you know what? I like the holographic, but anyone who knows me knows it's kind of not my bag. Now, what I want to do with that, I'm going to lift it off, okay, at this point. So here's the thing. We can change it. So what I want to do, let me think, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to grab, this might not work, everyone, okay? I'm going to grab Vintage Photo. Like, this has gone a bit dark, that camera. There we go. That's better. Okay, Vintage Photo. I'm going to grab a little brush. I want to darken this up. I feel like the whole thing is a little bit, oh yes, it's a little bit pale. So I'm going to just distress it. Let me get some card so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. Okay, so I'm not doing it everywhere, okay? I'm just going to run it literally because I don't want to colorise all of my vegetation that I've just done. But oh, I'm quite liking it, you know. Because we've got the vellum in, we can actually make this look a bit distressed. So look. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know whether it works or it doesn't work. I'm not sure. You've still got the shine, so it looks like it's metal. Now, my idea here is we're going to kind of give this a bit of a patina. So, to make it look like it's all gone rusty. So, I'm going in with my Rustic Wilderness, really, because that's the darkest green I've got, I think. And I want to zoom in a bit more. Let me see if I can zoom in. Bear with me. Okay, that's better. Okay, so look, just layer. And I'm just brushing it on really, really soft. But it's giving me that kind of rusty look. Especially where there's no, I'm trying not to get too much on the, what do you call it, vellum. Okay. So then, what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to use my peacock feather. And this is what will actually make it look like it's got that rusty patina look. With a bit of luck. I think it looks better in real life than you probably are seeing it there. So, let's, oh, I'm liking this. Wasn't what I was intending. But you know, you kind of get that kind of greeny look from, you know, when things are starting to kind of look a bit mossy. I'm going to turn that inside out so you can see. See what I mean? So you've still got the shine from the holographic, but it's just kind of knocked everything back. And what I really like is the softness here. It actually does look like glass. How cool is that? It's come out so nicely. So then, if we come back to here, now I might just, yeah. So that just gives me another idea now. So if I use this, if I just come in now, even though now we've got no glass in the top here with that vellum, if I actually bring in those colours here, it's kind of going to tie it all in a bit better so it doesn't look like the top of the greenhouse is completely open. And also what that means is I can now see where I want that flower to go. So I'm going to put that flower there. Okay, so a little dab there. That's where that baby came from. Okay, so let's glue this down now, I think. I don't want to keep going, I'll end up ruining it. So because I've put my vegetation behind, I could use that now for like my little glue blobs as well. So when you're using your vellum, it's just really important not to have all those glue spots everywhere. So, but equally we want it to be secure as well. So just a little tiny bits. Now I need to, because I've stenciled through there, I've got a stencil mark look. So I need to make sure that that isn't showing. Otherwise it'll look a bit naff. Okay, let's just press that in. Make sure it's all lined up, which it is. Flip it over so it presses down. Okay, let's get all these out of the way. And we're just about done. Okay, so now in hindsight I kind of feel like it's a little bit big for the card, but anyway, I've got here a sentiment that says, send in sunny thoughts. Let me zoom out a little bit. I'll zoom in a bit. Come on, focus. No. Sending sunny thoughts to brighten your day. So what we'll do, I think... Oh, we've still got our other foliage, look. I was going to say. So what we can do is actually position that there. So that works really nicely. Now, this, I need to show you these sentiments just before I go. So basically with these, this is from the Perfectly Perfect sentiments and dies, and these are strip dies, but they're not really strips, but it's that effect. So what I'm going to do here, I think, obviously we've got, I want this a bit darker. Have I got darker green? I don't think I have. So I'm going to come back in with this Rustic Wilderness and we'll darken this right up. Obviously if you've got markers, I just don't have them to hand, so, but I just want that a bit darker. Oops. Come on, glue. We're nearly done. Don't leave, because don't forget, I need to do the draw. Don't know who's going to win yet. Chris, are you getting ready for the draw?
I'm all set.
This is your last chance. If you've not entered win, do it now. You literally got 30 seconds before Chris gives me a list of all the names. And I'll pick the names. Now, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that stem off there. And that then means I can just glue that to the bottom. Oops. And let's just have that there. Just so it can sit there. Okay. And I think I'm quite happy with that, I think. Clean up before I get my ink everywhere. Okay, so I would maybe make the card a little bit bigger. I feel like it's a little bit small for what I wanted. But, and also I would get a marker and make, oh, it's moved. I would get a marker and make this foliage darker, because I feel like it's all kind of going, ooh, a bit kind of monotone, if you like. So I would make it pop a little bit more. Now, I want to just show you these sentiments, because we, at Christmas, we actually launched our matchables. So anybody who doesn't know, matchables means that there's a matching die, stencil or stamp that will go with it. So if you see the name matchables on any of the products, that's what it means. There's something else to go with it. So, gosh, there's so many of you. Sorry, I'm just looking. I'm going to come back. So anyway, we did matchable stamps and dies for Christmas, and they literally sold out within about 2 weeks. So we've been asked to kind of keep doing them. Now, these are what we call like a strip die. Most other brands would just do a strip and it would have a sentiment here, a sentiment there, and it means that you can just cut them all out in one go. Ours are not strips, that, as you can see, they're all shaped differently. So this is the Perfectly Perfect sentiments, okay? And this is the actual sentiments that you're going to get. So you've got, you're amazing just the way you are, wishing you a wonderful day, you're perfectly imperfect, love you, well done, you did it, you're one of a kind. I don't know why mine's missing some text on there. It's just on the printing on the acetate. Well done, you did it, you're one of a kind, you light up the world just because, time to celebrate, thinking of you today, with love and best wishes, happy birthday, sending sunny thoughts to brighten your day, which is the one I've just used here. This one is looks really tiny. Hope your day is as special as you. Sometimes you want a small verse, a small sentiment. So, you might only have a tiny space. Or, for instance, you might be trying to stamp into a small area, say like this. The next one is you're just everything. The world needs more people like you in it. How are you? And hello, lovely. So you've got all of those. That's one stamp, okay? And then you've got one die that's going to cut out the whole thing. And what you basically do is, you see here, up here in the corners, you've got holes there in each corner. And then you've also got here on the stamp, you've got little circles. So you stamp, ink the whole thing, stamp, your holes on the die go over the circles, and that's your registration point. You'll need to just like give it a little wiggle to line it up. But basically then you'll be able to cut out all of your sentiments in one go. Now, I actually haven't done these yet. I don't know why, but I haven't done them. But for instance, this is the ones we did at Christmas, and I've got 3 sets in here. And it just cuts the whole lot out in one pass. So it just makes it so easy. I know you've all seen them before, but I know how popular they are. I think we've already lost half the stock, and we actually had a huge stock of these this time. We will, I know I keep saying it and I haven't done it yet, I'm really sorry. There will also be downloads that will match that die. I just keep forgetting to do it, I'm sorry. Look at my desk, how untidy I am. So I will do it, I promise. I'll try and do them tomorrow. I just keep forgetting to do them. They're on my list of things to do. So there'll be dies to match that. There'll also be downloads rather to match the die. And there'll be more stamps that come to match that die. And also it's something that we're going to keep doing. So we're going to keep adding more and more because sentiments are just fab. Right, okay, Chris, have you got the names? Oh, right, okay. I'll try and do this fair so that we make sure somebody different wins each week. So here we go. Is that all that actually put win?
Yeah, they all put win.
Are you not seeing all the Instagram ones then?
No, I can't see.
Oh, I can see the Instagram ones then. Right, bear with me then. Okay, Crafty Field. Sorry, I'm just... Right, okay. Let me do the winner. Crafty Field, I'll answer you in a second. The Messy Palette AU, evening. Hello, you've joined us just at the end, but you'll be able to rewatch. And if it doesn't play live wherever you are, just head to our... Well, you're on YouTube anyway, and it'll just save. So it might take 5 minutes before you can go back to the beginning, I think, but it will definitely save. So thanks for joining us, Messy Palette. Debbie, KM, Sandra, Janet, Kirsty, Christine. Oh, so many of you. Janie, Becky, Janet Hurst, Kim, Karen, Sophie. Gosh, there's so many of you. Lots and lots of people on Instagram this time and YouTube. So thanks so much. So if you didn't enter win in the comments, I'm actually, Chris could only see the Facebook ones. So and YouTube. You've done YouTube as well, have you? Okay. Right, so I'm going to just scan Instagram as well then. Bear with me. I need to just change my screen. Oh no. That screen. Okay. Looking. Oh, Adam was there as well. Hi, Adam. Kathy. Not many of you on Instagram typed in the comments. You've missed out, all of you on Instagram. Well, not everyone. There's a couple on there. Right, okay. So here is the winner is Chrissy Moorcroft. So well done, Chrissy. Woohoo! Well done. Congratulations. I'll type that into the comments as well. So Chrissy, can you email me at website@polkadoodles.co.uk? You will win a £20. Is it 20? Is it 20?
Yeah.
£20 voucher to spend in the store.
25, isn't it?
Is it 25 or 20?
25,
I
yeah.
can't remember. I'm having a moment. No, I think it's 20. Anyway, it might be 25. Anyway, we'll sort you out, Chrissy. So just email me. Nikki Jane, thank you for joining me. I'm about to email you back. Sandra D. Hello, what a lovely name, Sandra D. I'm not going to go there, but Sandra D. Fab. So, Chrissy Moorcroft, well done. Congratulations. Huge thanks to everyone that's actually joined me today. It's been really lovely to see so many of you. Crafty Field, email me, website at polkadoodles.co.uk. It could be, we only do the winners of the challenges once a month. So this is why on the challenge it says to allow 28 days. But if you've done that since March, it should have been done by now. So it looks like I didn't get it. I didn't get your email because they literally all go into a folder and they're all sorted out together. So just drop me the email. Send me your original email to website at polkadoodles.co.uk and I'll sort that out for you. I'm sorry about that. We did have a bit of an issue with emails at the end of March, I think, so that might be what's happened. But we'll sort you out, don't worry. If anybody has any more questions that I haven't answered, because there's so many comments here coming across all three platforms, I can't really grab them all. And if I didn't name check everybody, I'm sorry. So I will be back next Sunday. Oh, what I was going to say was, so if you've got a question that you really want answering, message me at website or email us at website at polkadoodles.co.uk or through the front page of the website. There's a little contact form down in the bottom corner or up in the top right hand corner. There's a message thing there. Right, okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I will be back next Sunday at 12. I hope you can all join me again. It's been lovely. More winners next week. Don't forget to use your code LIVE15. I can see that loads of you have been shopping already, so thank you so much for that. And also make sure you sign up to our newsletter because we have loads of offers all through the week. So, you know, daily offers that are coming through to you and loads of inspiration. So what I do is we kind of email out pretty much every day. But in those emails, there'll always be like loads of card samples and inspiration for products and things. And if you want more inspiration, make sure you check out the website gallery where we have literally thousands of card and craft ideas on there. If you're interested in being on our design team, I am looking for people for our digital team. So anybody who likes using digital stamps. And I'm going to have to do some Digistamp demos as well and lives because we haven't done any for so long. So we're looking for people right across. We have 3 different sort of sets of teams. So we are looking for people right across all the teams. So if you're interested, then email us and, you know, email me with why you'd like to be on the team and send me samples of you. I need links to your social media and so that I can see your work. Send me pictures of what you've made and stuff and I'll take a look. We've only got a couple of positions left because we've had lots of new people join us, but I still could do with just a couple more people. People kind of like, you know, there's rotations, and for one thing and another, people have things going on and they leave. So internationally, so not just UK, so wherever you are in the world, if you'd like to join the design team, then just message me. Right, I'm gonna go and get another headache pill and have a drink. And I might just have a couple of hours off before I go and do a bit more work. So I will see you next Sunday, if not before. If I can make time this week, I might push another live in, maybe in the evening on Wednesday evening maybe, or Tuesday maybe. Anyway, we'll see. So see you next time. Thanks so much. And I'm over and out. Bye bye.